Hello folks, Killface of Balor here. I apologize for having to come around the camera like that again. I'm testing out a new tripod, which does have a Bluetooth remote. However, apparently I forgot to charge it or something. Again, the equipment's new, and as you know, I'm not huge on video editing. So, all of my equipment is, it's taking some time to learn. Anyway, I have been uploading less as of late, so I figured a channel update was in order. Believe it or not, I don't have coffee with me. It's a pretty sad day. 6 p.m., which is still well within my coffee drinking time. So instead, I have some beef jerky, which is delicious, to tide me over until I can find coffee. Have to have something masculine to keep the stash growing, right? To encourage it along the way. Anyway, I've been uploading less because I've been more busy in real life, mostly with good things. I've got to spend more time with my son, which is very, very good. Been doing some mentoring, which is great. I'm really enjoying that. It's nice to kind of give back to the community and be able to help people who are going through some things that I've gone through before. Anyway, hopefully you'll see more uploads from me, but I figured I would take some time to answer a couple of questions. I'm sorry, my mustache is being a bit unruly at the moment. Upside of having a waxed mustache like this, keeps it out of your way, and looks, manly, if you will, or something unique, I don't know. And the downside is, if you don't care for it, if you don't keep it well waxed, well trained, then, well, it's, the same thing as having a pet. If it's not well trained, you're constantly having to be hands-on with stopping it from getting into trouble, right? So my stash will happily tickle my face and things like that if I don't keep it well trained. Anyway, here's a fun viewer question. Let's see if I can make this happen. Watch my eyes. I don't know if you can see that. I assume you can. You notice my lazy eye switches? Right? And it gets worse the more tired I am, so maybe I should have done this at 11 o'clock at night or something. But yes, I do have a strange eye. But it can be either one. So what's wrong with my eyes is I see out of one eye at a time. Either eye, right? I have peripheral vision out of both. I have focus vision out of only one. What this basically means is that instead of having predator-style depth perception, I have prey-style depth perception. Predators have eyes on the front of their face. Prey animals have eyes on the side of their face. The reason for that is that predators have precision depth perception. Their brains take two pictures that are almost identical, but not quite. They see the same thing from two slightly different angles, and they triangulate it. They use mathematics to tell exactly how far away things are. Prey animals, they see the entire scope of things, and they actually see a broader scope, which is why they have the eyes on the sides of their head. They see a wider range of stuff, but their brain doesn't merge the pictures together in the same way that a predator's brain does. And so they have to guess at how far away things are. Why is that? Because the grass doesn't run away from you. The tree branches, they don't run away from you. You can simply reach out and find them, and if you miss, meh, oh well. Whereas if a predator misses, it doesn't get dinner. Prey animal needs to see more of its surroundings to scan for predators, and if you can see a predator, it's time to run. It's not important whether he's 10 feet away or 9.5 feet away. So, yeah, anyway, it gets in my way playing ball, or even things like, if you've seen my roundhouse kick demonstration, I missed the first spinning kick that I tried. The distancing was terrible. Now, some of that's just being out of practice, because my kicks are terrible, and mostly I've been training jiu-jitsu lately instead of various striking arts. So, anyway, that's what's wrong with my eyes. I'm nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other, about 20/40 vision in both, and My better eye is correctable to 20/20, and my worse eye is not. And I do not wear a monocle, despite the fact that it would go with my look, and I do have a good reason to wear one, because the fear is that if one of my eyes were set to 20/20, I would lose the need for the other one. Like I said, I'm nearsighted in one eye, farsighted in the other, so they both serve a purpose. And then my brain might shut one side off, which is far more common than the condition I have, which, if I'm not mistaken, what's the term for it? There's a term, strabismus, I believe, is the term for what's wrong with my eyes. I told an employer one time when they were asking if I had some sort of disability that I had strabismus. They told me, stop it. It was a very strange conversation. They were also sort of shocked that I had a real resume, so that was weird. That's a story for a different day. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on there. The servers that I play on, right, this is another question that I get periodically, primarily are only Balor and Epona. That being said, I would really like to work up to the point where I have a 150 plus character on every server eventually. It's going to take a lot of time, and I just haven't been putting that much time into the game recently. As I said, there have been more real-life concerns. I'm getting ready for a jiu-jitsu seminar in May in Orlando. I'm not teaching, I'm just going to see it, but I realized I'm not really in shape to be doing 3 hours a day of jiu-jitsu for several days in a row. I'm just a little too out of practice. So that's, yeah, I'm having to work on that. So, yeah, at the moment, mostly only Epona and Balor, but I am both open and hoping to get to the point where I have a mid-game character on every server. Why pick 150? Well, partially because at that point you can, with the right build and with the right class, solo everything below Coppinger, which makes for a decent way to make money without having to have a constant investment, and you can solo everything below Coppinger with no plat items. So I actually have a 130 something warrior on Luch, but it doesn't have the gear or quite the levels to complete. Also, the quests will take you up to 150, so that removes a lot of the need for elixirs. Yeah, so anyway, those were kind of the main things I got. I've had a couple people ask where I'm from. I'm from West Tennessee. I know the accent gives it away. Actually, the accent itself, I was born in Kaiserslautern, Germany, where we stayed for 3 months or so. My dad was ex-Air Force, and my mom, her parents were in the Air Force. So I was a US citizen, but born in Germany. We flew back to the States when I was around 3 months old. We had a 2-hour layover in London, and I think I picked this accent up on that 2-hour layover. So anyway, that's what that is. And yeah, at the moment, I live in West Tennessee. I have for quite some time. I did spend a couple of years in Southern California, but other than that, the last 20 years or so, I've been in a small clearing in the woods in Tennessee, about 8 miles past Goldilocks, 3 Bears. Makes signal kind of a pain. There was actually a company contracted to run internet all the way out to us, and they gave up halfway. They were supposed to run it actually past us, but they stopped 2 or 3 miles from us and about 4 or 5 miles outside of the nearest town. And then they just, yeah, basically paid the fines for breaking their contract. It's unfortunate, but here we are. I can get Wi-Fi. We can get some form of internet, not really any sort of television reliably. A little, but it's, it's expensive. So, yeah, there's that. And I think that is most of what people have asked me repeatedly. If there are other questions that you have, feel free to leave them below. Like if you enjoyed the video, it helps me to know what content to upload. Dislike if you hated the video, it tells me what not to upload. And if you enjoyed it, or even just enjoyed the odd-looking man with the strange accent, but not so much the video itself, then subscribe and watch out for other things that I do, either just narrating the video. I do a lot of Celtic Heroes tutorials and things along that nature. I may actually branch out into a couple other games at some point and see kind of how that goes, whether people like that, etc. Although Celtic Heroes is my main focus for now. And then I've done a couple of physical skills videos, you know, instruments. Somebody asked me to do a roundhouse kick tutorial, as I mentioned earlier. I did a video jumping from head height onto the concrete, just to show kind of that can be done without taking any kind of damage, as a skill suggestion, hence the t-shirt. So anyway, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe and share it with anyone else you think may get a kick out of it. If not, you know, check out my other work and see if there's anything there. At least you'll get the chance to laugh at me. So anyway, again, I'm Keelface of Balor, and have a nice day. I will see you guys in the next video.